Hi, my name is Sudhanshu and my student ID is 224900428. Today I am making this video for my D1 task of the unit Sit112. So for this task, first of all I have copied these settings from collect.ipynb file and I have added my topic and I have chose the topic India-Pakistan war because I am from country India and I have choose the keywords war, India, Pakistan, Pahalgam and Kashmir. Then we have done the impose which the code was already given, and then I have cleaned and prepared my data using these techniques. First of all, I have made a data frame where I am using the read CSV function to load the videos.csv file. Then here in this line I have used these methods which will remove the videos with less than 300 comments. Then I have converted this data frame to a new CSV with the name of list CSV, and this will save the clean data frame to a new CSV file. And then this code which was already given will prepare the data for analyzing the videos and comments. Now coming to section E, we have to analyze the videos and comments. For section E.1, we have to do only two questions, and I have done questions E.1.1 and E.1.2. For the E.1.1 question, we have to compare the distributions of the numbers of views, likes and comments for the videos, and we have to use visualization and discuss our observations. For the visualization, we have to include three subplots, one for each variable, and we have to make sure that each subplot must display a histogram of the respective variable, which is overlaid by a kernel density function. And also we have to make proper labels for the x and y axis and a title for each subplot. Now coming to the coding part for this section. First of all, I have made sure that my videos underscore data frame is loaded with the file newlist.csv, and I have done this with the help of readCSV function. Now I have created a list column which will store the labels like view count, like count and comment count. This will help us to include our variables into the column. Now I have created a figure with the three subplots using 1/3 grid, and here as you can see we have used the method plot.subplots, and this will plot the figures. I have chosen the size 24,8 for the figures, and now I have going to loop over the columns and plot as a histogram for the each subplot. Here I have used the seaborn and the method is histplot, and here I have loaded the columns and from the videos underscore data frame, and this will load each variable one by one. And here I have set the kernel density environment function to true, and then here as you can see I have set the color to green, and here I have set the title which will set a title for each subplot and using the variables from the column list, and this will set the X label and this will set the Y label to density. And here I have used tlt.title layout which will make my figure a little bit better, and with this I have shown my plot. And as you can see, this is the output. For my first observation, I saw that the distributions for the view count, like count and comment count are all heavily skewed to the right, which in turn shows that most of the videos have relatively low engagement while a few have very high numbers. And for my second observation, I saw that there are some clear outliers in each plot, especially in the view and like counts. And from then I came to know that small numbers of video get significantly more views, likes and comments than the rest, which creates long tails in the distribution. And this tests that these extreme values could have a big impact on any average based analysis. Now coming to the question E.1.2, here we have to check what is the total number of views, likes, comments for the videos published by the different news channels, and we have to use visualization to compare these totals across the channels. And we have to discuss our observations, and here it is told that our visualizations must include three subplots, one for each variable, and additionally the visualization should have appropriate labels for the x and y axis and a title for each subplot. So first of all I am grouping the data, and here I am using the group by function, and we are grouping by channel underscore title. These are the matrices like view count, like count and comment count. So first of all I am going to define the matrices to plot, and here I have created a list name matrix for the view count, like count and comment count variables, and here I have set the titles for all these respectively. Now I am plotting up the figure, and I have chose the figure size of 24,6, and now we are going to loop through this through each metric, and we are going to create a subplot. So I'm looping here using enumerate, and then this will plot our subplot, and here we are going to plot our bar graph and bar chart, and here we are loaded the group data, and here we have set the channel title, and this is in the Y we have given a reference to the metric list, and I have set the palette to cube helix. Now this line will set our title like total views by channel or total likes by channel, which is shown here, and this will set our X label to the channel, and this will set our Y label to the title list here, which will contain the name of the metrics like views, likes, and comments. And then I have used this plt.xticks to so that I have set the X label rotation to a 30 so that it will be easier to read the name of the channel. And then I have used plt.titleLayout and then plt.show. This will show our observation and our final visualization. And for my observation, I can see that CNN is way ahead than other channels in all the terms of total likes, videos, and comments, which shows that it has more larger or active audience compared to the rest. And for my second observation, I saw that Fox News has fewer videos than BBC News, but actually gets more likes and comments, which might mean that their viewers are more engaged. And MSNBC shows that lowest number for overall all in three categories. Now coming to the section E.2, here we have to analyze the videos and comments for part 2. And here we have to do only one of the questions from the E.2.1 to E.2.7 and write the Python code. And I have chosen the question E.2.7. And now for my question E.2.7, the question is compare the average numbers of videos published per week across different news channels, and we have to use visualization to discuss our observations. So first of all, we convert the published at column into a date time format so that we can easily work with dates and time periods. And then we create a new column called week that represents the week in which each video was published. And this allows our group videos on a weekly basis for the analysis. And then we count how many videos each channel has published every week in this line weekly underscore video underscore counts, and this gives us a table where each row represents a specific week for specific channel with the numbers of videos published that week. And now we are going to calculate the weekly averages. Here we calculate the average numbers of videos published by each channel per week. Here we this helps us to compare how frequently each news publishers upload on average. And now here we are going to create the bar chart and visualize the average videos uploads using the bar chart. Now here each bar will represent a chart and the height shows the average numbers of videos posted per week. Here I have set the figure size to 15,9, and this will set the channel of the channel title. And in this loop we will add a label on each top of the bar to show the exact number, and this is shows the height of the bar, and this is the plot.text for the title. Now for the final touches and display, I have set the title, plotting the title of the picture, which will shows the average number of videos published by each week, and has set the font size to 16. Now this is the X label, which will show the number of news channels, and this is the Y label, which will show the average number of videos per week. And now I have also set the rotation of the X labels to 45, as this will make reading of the channel's name easier. And now I am showing my bar graph, and here we are, for reference I am just showing this table. So here is the bar chart, and here is the table for the reference. And for my first observation, I can see that there's a noticeable gap between Fox News and the rest, which indicates a potentially different editorial or content production approach. And for my second table, I saw that CNN follows an average of 1.96 videos per week, showing consistent activity, but it still lags behind the Fox News. And I also saw that MSNBC and BBC News have similar lower publishing rate of 1.31 and 1.25 videos per week respectively. This could reflect less frequent content strategies. And for the challenges, the one challenge which I faced was the installation of this Google API Python client, because while installation some of the files got broken in my computer. So what I did was I removed all of the files and I installed them completely, and then I installed those again, and this took nearly 2 hours of time for me to figure out, but I finally overcame this challenge. So for this I come to an end of for my task D1. Thank you.